And another article here is about corporate Candyland. It says a looming GM sugarcane invasion. And that's a modified sugarcane that they've got. Now, you find that even when I was at school, primary school, I remember hearing about how sugarcane workers didn't live that long. They were lucky to hit 50. Most of them hit about 40 odd and died because there's so much dust comes off the sugar cane, these big tall sugar canes, just as they cut them with machetes and so on. But it's got worse now. They're all having kidney failure because of GM sugar cane. It says, within a span of only 10 years, nearly the entire Argentine pampas, the huge swaths of forest and farmland in Brazil, Bolivia, Uruguay, Paraguay, have been converted into green deserts of soya monoculture. Latin America's soya boom was and continues to be a bonanza for agribusiness. It provided the handful of global grain giants who dominate the international oilseed trade and commercial feed markets with a cheap and abundant side of production for the expansion and consolidation of their global operation. The same companies such as Cargill, ADM, and Bunge has also made billions in selling the acquired chemical fertilizers, while other big foreign companies such as AGCO and John Deere have cashed in on sale of tractors. They've opened another place in China to make the John Deere tractors too. Monsanto and Syngenta have raked in record profits selling their genetically modified seeds and chemical pesticides. The soya invasion was based on a model production, and it goes on and on about how it worked and so on. And eventually it gets to the sugar, etc. And as I say, what's happening is the guys are coming down with kidney failure, sudden too. They might work for a couple of years and bangs, total kidney failure. I guess they can harvest maybe the lungs and hearts and things and sell that in the global market, but it's quite something to see this happening with the chemicals they're using on special chemicals they use like Roundup stuff and so on, which they also use on sugar beet as well. So no wonder they're going to need all these organs in the future. The big boys themselves don't eat the stuff, the rubbish we eat, of course. They've got special food for themselves. And that's just the way it is. We're left with the poison at the bottom. And this other article is, I'm going to put a file on 4. It's called Biosecurity, and it's from the BBC, where they go into something I mentioned a couple of months ago, which was that the big labs, of course, World Health Organization and others, had actually created a flu virus which will kill most of the people who get it. Just to find out, you see, how many mutations the virus would have to go through itself to reach that stage. They did it in a lab. Just for curiosity, you understand. And now it's a biowarfare weapon. So that's their excuse, but it will be released someday. And everybody remembers Agent Orange. They used to use it in most countries, just for landscape farmers used it, for instance. Or landscape gardeners, I should say, who would go into the big estates and spray this stuff. I've seen it used. And when it's sprayed, it's just this kind of orange effect it has in the air. It's really a dark brown when you see it, but it's orange when it's in the air. And it's this hidden Agent Orange chemical which they want to sneak into your food, it says here. Agent Orange, produced by both Monsanto and Dow Chemicals, was used to defoliate the jungles during the Vietnam War. And I'll go on. Actually, they're still using it in Canada, in the military bases here, right through into the 80s. Back with more after this break. Hi, folks. I'm back, cutting through the matrix and talking about Agent Orange, which has made a comeback with Monsanto and different ones too. Anyway, it says, Dow AgroScience is a subsidiary of Dow Chemicals. And that's the guys that originally made it, was Dow. And it says, has developed a new generation of genetically modified GM crops, soybeans, corn, and cotton, that are engineered to resist an herbicide called 2.4 diclofenoxyacetic acid, 2.4-D, which was a major ingredient in Agent Orange. Once the 2.4 resistant D seeds are released, it says, it will mean farmers will be spraying massive amounts of the herbicides onto U.S. farmland, and the health effects linked to 2.4-D include birth defects, blood, liver, and kidney toxicity. The 2,4-D resistant crops are being touted as a solution to Monsanto's Roundup Ready crops, which have triggered the creation of superweeds. All over, wherever they've been used, they've got these superweeds now they can't get rid of. However, the new crops will likely only add to the problem of herbicide resistance, while even greater amounts of herbicides are sprayed onto US farmland, exposing millions to their harmful effects. And the main story is just to the left of that. So I'll put that up tonight too, and you'll see the wonderful things that you're eating.